Hello, welcome to this week's edition of the Hockey House. You may know us from the popular hockey website, thehockeyhouse.net. I'm Stephen Ellis.
I was going to be Robert De Niro, but I guess I'm Brendan Saunders. I'm Brendan Saunders.
Brendan?
Yes.
We're back.
Okay.
So,
Wait.
how was your summer?
Well, it went by, and then we saw each other. Then we didn't see each other. Then I called you, then you called me, then I called you, then I called you, and then we called each other together. I hit the mute button, you didn't call me, you didn't hear me, and then we called each other together, and it was gone. How's yours?
I guess, yeah. Mine was good. It's been busy watching some weird hockey. Yeah, actually, I just watched Iran win their very first hockey game.
Jingle, 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 yay! One
of
of many.
They beat HCL Almaty of Kazakhstan.
What?
And that was a weird game. I watched quite a bit of hockey this summer. I watched a couple of exhibition games, watched the World Junior Summer Camp.
Oh.
And one thing that we definitely want to talk about, and I know we talked about it a lot together, the 2016 Ivan Hlinka Memorial Cup. Now, for people who did not follow this tournament, the last 8 years Canada has won this tournament, and they've won pretty much every single year ever.
Yeah,
And
basically.
they completely failed this year, 5th place.
They had, like, the roof and the ceiling and the floor. Boom, dropped.
They even won again. Like it's like
Czech Republic.
like a really surprise win actually, because
Is Ivan Hlinka from Czech Republic?
yeah, like they split.
Oh.
So the Ivan Hlinka tournament, they split it between the Czech Republic and Slovakia because Ivan Hlinka was from Czechoslovakia, and all of a sudden we just saw the Czech Republic come out of nowhere to win this tournament.
And Slovakia actually won a game.
So yeah, Slovakia won a game. Who did they beat Switzerland, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the first time in
Like 29 games, I think.
yeah, so the first time in over 5 years that they won a game. And
There's only like 5 games in this tournament.
yeah,
So it's a long time. 29 games actually a lot in the Ivan Hlinka world.
Considering Slovakia, like they won the world, or they got the bronze medal randomly a couple years ago in the World Juniors in 2015. So
Remember 1999, they actually won something. World Championship.
we could talk about like I know you complain with the World Juniors every year. Canada
Yes.
should have taken this guy, this
Good
guy, this
Lord.
guy.
Oh.
This year, I kind of agree. Yeah, there was a couple of guys that could have taken. On one hand, they picked a team that actually looked really good until the third period of every game. What were your overall thoughts?
Well, exactly that. I thought it was a really good team. Coming in, like, when you look in the wintertime and you see the 99s and how they're doing, it's like, oh, Nick Suzuki, great season. Strome, great season. Michael Keaton, great season. Velarde, great season.
Even Ryan McLeod looked really good in the second half of the year.
No, yeah, like Owen Tippett had a fair season. For a rookie, had 20 points, 48 games. McLeod, him and his brother had very similar seasons rookie-wise, and his brother averaged more than a point a game his second season, so the opportunities there, of course. But when you see these 99s, and you see all of them, especially Comtois, have great seasons.
Oh, Maxime Comtois, yes, he's going to be incredible. How many times did he score in that tournament?
He had over a point a game. He was the only one on Team Canada. Usually they have at least like 3 or 4 players.
In one game, he got robbed 2 or 3 times, hit the crossbar, couldn't score, and then he scores 2 goals shorthanded, including a 5-on-3 shorthanded goal. I've never seen that before.
So if you ever want to go to Victoriaville and say, hey, this is where John Beliveau is from. Hey, it's Maxime Comtois. Let's go see him play. Whoop, hey, there he is. 60 points, 62 games, rookie season. But yeah, when you look at the 99s and you looked at them through the season, you thought, wow, Ivan Hlinka. Like I think I told you in April, hey, it's Steve, the Ivan Hlinka team's going to win. And wow, did they play like Garbaggio.
Like the thing was, they would look really good the first 40 minutes, but the problem is in their very first 2 games, they actually blew the lead in the last 2 minutes. That can't happen. Including the one time they did beat Slovakia, but with a 2-0 lead with a minute 58 left, you can't lose.
Then the Russia one was a killer, up 1-0 for the whole game, and then it's like, hey, it's 2-1. How did that happen? I don't know. Hey, Ryan McLeod.
I was writing about the start game. I'm like, okay, I'm about to submit. Canada wins the game, and then I'm like, you know what? Maybe they'll blow the lead just like they did the day before, and that's what happened.
Yeah, they sucked. They were a garbage.
But I want to talk a little bit later about who they should have picked.
Oh God, yeah.
Some of the guys that like Comtois looked good.
Yeah, really good.
DiPietro looked fantastic.
No, yeah, he was really good. Yeah, he was a guy that I heard. Ian Scott, of course, the great Craig Button was like, Ian Scott looks like great. But he wasn't really talking about DiPietro. DiPietro's been great at like every level. Stepping into Windsor last year.
He looks great in U17s.
Yeah,
he wasn't even in Windsor at that point, was he?
And he was between LaSalle and of Junior B, and then Windsor just as a call up.
Yeah.
And then they had some goalie changes in Windsor, some with Michael Jigovic, not staying around and getting traded to Guelph, which he absolutely owned in Guelph. My God, he played great. But no, and then he got called up to Windsor. He played really, really well. Like he was their starting goalie. And then going into this season, where Windsor's absolutely stacked the boat with good players, they have a lot of good players. He looked really good, definitely, yeah.
Good. We're going to talk about some of the guys who should have been there when we come back. We're going to break. When we come back, of course, more Ivan Hlinka talk. Welcome back to the Hockey House. Before we went, we were talking about the Ivan Halinka Memorial Cup, and we are still going to talk about that.
Okay.
So, all right, every year I always ask you, which players should have been on this team? Usually it's for the World Juniors. This time, Ivan Halinka. Who should have been there?
Well, definitely the guy who threw the papers on the roof. Definitely him. But there's a whole group this big of players who should have been
Just
on that
that
team.
big?
This big. Like here. One is huge. This one, okay, if he was not injured, this was the worst cut I've ever seen in my life. Best 19. This is a 9, that's a 9, that's a 9. Best 19-9 player at 50 points, 48 games on a team that wasn't very good offensively. Anthony Moran. Now, if he wasn't injured...
Wait a minute, you've never talked to me about Anthony Moran.
I haven't?
No?
Must have been calling that other. I must have been calling Stefan from work. How are you?
Anyways.
Yeah, 50 points in 48 games. Even better than Maxime Courtois. I can't believe... Like, if he wasn't... Now, we know Gabe Vilardi was injured, and he was very similar to Strome, Suzuki... just about every 99 in points average per season. Now he wasn't. Now Moran. Now I guess Veleno wasn't there because of, or Vilardi wasn't there because of injury. Now if Moran didn't get injured, that's the worst cut I've ever seen in my life. That is like cutting Sidney Crosby from the World Junior team. Like literally.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
In
I don't know if Sidney Crosby.
Well, okay, for his rookie season he got 135 points, so it's not exactly the same, but it is a big cut. That is like absolutely huge. Considering they
it's like cutting like Tays.
It is. It's cutting a big player from a team
that needed him.
Yeah, that seemed to blow every single lead they ever had.
Well, the problem is like defensively they were a mess.
No, yeah, and that's another thing. Now, obviously, Jacob Paquette would have been a huge boost for them because he's a defensive defenseman, a plus 24 in his rookie season, playing on a good Kingston team where usually rookies fall below, but he's playing right up with Roland McEwen and Duchesne some of those times. And you're thinking rookie guy doing that. That's spectacular.
Well, I would have liked to see a bit more out of a guy like Owen Tippett. Like Owen Tippett looked really good against Slovakia, created a goal. Actually, did score a goal in that 3-2 victory. Looked great. Comtois got the other 2 goals.
He has red hair.
And yeah, it looked great. And then the one I really would have liked to see a lot out of was Ryan McLeod. But again, I think kind of like his brother, it's going to be a wait till next year type thing.
No, yeah, it'll be a big thing, especially with Mississauga. Some of the guys are moving out now, so there's more ice time for him. One guy was really, or 2 guys actually, where I was really disappointed were the top 2 WHL picks from the 99 year in Stefan Matthew. I keep saying his name is Matteau or Matthew. But he had 30 points in 50 games last year with Brandon. And you're thinking, Brandon, they're stacked. They were stacked. They had 3 lines of scoring. And he didn't find much ice time. But when he did, he got 30 points in 50 games. So I'm thinking, okay, when he gets ice time.
30 points, 50 Halinka games? Probably not.
I wish. That's like all of Slovakia right there. But I was really disappointed with him. He only got 1 point. And the other guy was Jordy. I keep getting his name wrong, but he had 36 points in 65 games with the Lethbridge Hurricanes. And another team that had a pretty good age difference between the good guys and the rookie guys, and he got no points. I was extremely Bell Rive, but he was the 2nd overall pick in the 2014 WHL draft. But I was extremely disappointed with him. He got no points. Extremely disappointed with that, as well as their defense too. Now, unfortunately, Ian Blacker, Oakville, Ontario, we know him well, did not get picked for the team.
Well, a guy I thought I played well was Evan Bouchard. Like I liked him with the under-17s.
Also from Oakville.
Played well for London. Yeah, played as a 15-year-old of Oakville. And then got to play at the Halinka. I think he played pretty well.
Okay.
Specifically more in the beginning tournament, or the earlier part of the tournament. Now, they did beat Sweden 4-1, but I think that was just a team that just didn't care anymore. Like, in Sweden. Canada, they're like, well, we got to do something. And they were trying to cheer for Slovakia later in the day. It's like, that must be the hardest thing ever, knowing Slovakia was not going to win that game.
No, yeah, for sure. And, back to guys who didn't make the team, there's a guy like Cody Glass. I thought was pretty good in Portland.
Better than Tanner Goss.
No, yes, not Tanner Glass, but Cody Glass, who I get the vibe he's an okay player, Cody Glass, and I like him. I think I saw him in 1 game. I know it's only 1 game, but I did like what I saw from him. He got 27 points, which isn't like a huge margin, but considering Nick Patan only got 35 points in his rookie season, and he ended up having 2 100-point seasons and like an 89-point season after that. Another guy is Jolie Tesdale from the Armada. On a team that was struggling for offense, he had a really good, also 27 points in 53 games, but also had a fair season with the Armada, considering they didn't have any players averaging near a point a game. Another guy was Austin Keating, was absolutely outstanding. Guelph, Ontario. When do you see that? Since Logan Couture. And he also plays for the 67s, Logan Couture. And he averaged more points per game than Vilardi, who was drafted before him, Strome, who was drafted before him, Suzuki, who was also drafted before him. He had 32 points in 50 games, and I thought it was going to be a lot. I thought he was really, really good, playing on a lot of 67s team who had a lot of older guys. Obviously, we've seen them all shipped out now, so I think more ice time.
Brandon, I'm sorry. That's all we're talking about.
Oh my God, no!
When we come back from the break, we're going to talk a bit more about a different team in Canada, the World Cup of Hockey roster. welcome back to the Hockey House. Now, Brendan, we talked about a different Team Canada. We're going to talk about a different Team Canada.
What?
But first, I got something to show you.
Wait a minute. I'm smelling pasta, soccer, Assassin's Creed, like a lot of the Assassin's Creed, like a huge amount of Ezio Auditore di Firenze. But what does that smell? Is it? It couldn't be. Oh my! Oh!
Like last year, every year, I'm going to bring on a jersey or a thread or a sweater of the week.
Okay, yeah.
And this week, we've got Team Italy. So, if you guys don't know about Italy, they're a team that kind of bounces between the top division and Division 1A every couple of years, and they've struggled the last few years, partly because of this guy no longer being on the team, Gino Bellissimo. So he's from Toronto. I believe he works here in Toronto now. I can't recall his job, but I ended up getting a jersey of his because I really liked watching him play for Italy. So, sorry, threads.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know what you mean for a minute.
Anyways, let's talk about a different international team.
What?
We're going to talk about Team Canada.
Ping pong.
Sure, we might as well just make an Olympic recap coverage. Let's talk about the field hockey sport. I don't know.
Okay.
So let's talk about Team Canada's World Cup roster. We're going to specifically talk about the defense and goaltending. We'll talk about offense next week. So let's talk about goaltending.
Okay.
So here's the question. I know you are not a Carey Price fan, but
I'm not.
who do you think should actually be the starting goalie day one? Braden Holtby or Carey Price?
Matt Murray. They should throw that team
North.
They should be like this. Team North America, goodbye. It's a stupid idea. Gary Bettman, goodbye. You're fired. Hockey sticks, boom, 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 hitting in front of the net, and Matt Murray's the goalie.
Okay, but who should be the actual starting goalie for game one?
Well, that's an interesting question because
Against the Czech Republic on day one.
Carey Price will probably. He'll probably get the benefit of the doubt, but in terms of goalies, I don't know. I think Braden Holtby has more experience close to the date.
Yes. Well, my opinion, is you got a guy like Holtby who had just had a great tournament.
That's in the winning season.
A great regular season. Looked fantastic as there. He was one of the big key cogs when it came to Washington's success this year.
Yes.
Then you got Carey Price, who has already won the Olympics for Team Canada, has won the World Juniors for Team Canada. He could be the best goalie in the world at his top.
Jonathan Quick?
I'm sorry, Jonathan Quick is not the best goalie.
What? 2 Stanley Cups? Conn Smythe? Carey Price hasn't even made it past the second round. Never.
You know that's not indicative of the goaltending, right?
Well, it is when he's terrible.
It's not his fault he gets injured. We've had this conversation
Yeah,
so
but what
many
about
times.
Yaroslav Halak in 2010? Carey Price was having a big old dumperooskie.
Okay.
And Yaroslav Halak
Okay.
came in,
Whoa.
and then they made it to the conference final.
Whoa. That was when Halak was riding the greatest run of his life.
And Carey Price played like a dummy dumb.
Yeah, but Price also was just getting into becoming a starting goalie.
But
Too early.
how do you explain the next couple of years when he played like dumpy dumb?
Oh, you mean the year when he broke records?
Or the year he lost to Ottawa in the first round?
Okay, that was a team that was injured. Everyone was dead.
Or in 2012 when they didn't make the playoffs at all?
Carey Price is the best goalie in the NHL.
I think Jonathan Quick. I know he's American, which I feel bad about, but he was
Didn't
drafted to
LA
the
just
OHL.
miss the playoffs?
They did, but he
where was
is
Quick
2
then?
Stanley Cups and a Conn Smythe.
Oh, yeah, but what was he doing last year? So
But
clearly, that's
didn't
his fault,
Montreal
right?
also miss it when Carey Price was goalie in 2012?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of comparing those two seasons.
Still, Jonathan
Clearly it's
Quick. I say Jonathan Quick.
It's Jonathan
That's it.
Quick.
We're having a slapping match.
Okay, Quick's not that great.
I think he's
Very
better.
overrated. Anyway, so Carey Price, Braden Holtby. I'm going to go save Braden Holtby gets first game against Czech Republic, and then Carey Price right there.
Are we still going with Martin Brodeur?
Brodeur cannot play.
And
Corey Crawford can play.
In 2002, there's a picture of that white pad thing. If anyone knows what that is, please call us. Do you remember that?
The white pad.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a picture of him when they won the 2002 Olympics, and there's a white pad right by
Brodeur.
By Brodeur.
And Theo Fleury.
But it made no sense because his leg would have had to been twisted all weird and.
And Theo Fleury was literally breaking it with his elbows.
Seeing the photo, it makes no sense. But the big hot topic issue with this team has been defense.
Oh, yes.
With Duncan Keith having to miss in the tournament, they put on Jay Bouwmeester. And I know you don't like Jay Bouwmeester.
No.
Especially since they said no to a guy like Mark Giordano, a guy like Chris Letang, a guy like PK Subban,
Seabrook,
Brody, Green, even if you want to put him. If you want to put a guy who has actually impressed Team Canada the last few years, it's been Ryan Ellis, who's looked really good in the World Championships.
No.
Why Bouwmeester, a guy who has not been that fantastic?
No, yeah, for sure. Now, I know you were talking before about the chemistry and how if someone else was injured, they probably would have pulled up Seabrook to play with Keith if he had stayed. But honestly, Giordano, Brody are the best combo in the NHL. I don't care. I think TJ Brody's the best defenseman in the world. Like, I honestly do. Like, and compared to, I know people are like, oh, Carlson's great. He's terrible at defense. Like, a defensive game, not so good. It's like TJ Brody's got it all. He's got it all and a mint sweater, a mint vase, and a toaster. He's got it all. And Giordano and him make a perfect combo. They've got the chemistry. And I can understand the Peter Angelo. Did I ever tell you I have a card Frank Peter Angelo?
No.
But Jay Bowmister literally is, in the Olympics, he made some decisions where I was like, well, I guess we're losing to the U.S.
Would you agree that Subban probably should have played more then?
I don't know. Well, the problem is, with Subban, he takes a lot of risks. I guess and it's the same thing with the Olympics. I don't know. The way he plays, I think, who's that Russian player? Is it Kovalev? Said it best, that you're going to get what you get from him. And that can be good, that can be bad, that can be the greatest player in the world one game, the worst player in the world another game.
Well, the one thing I want to say here, since we have not been on the air since the PK Subban trade,
it's true.
The one thing I want to say, Montreal just got a guy named Shea Weber, who is considered one of the best defensemen in all of the world. You did not lose a trade there. Subban may have a lot of talent, may be the better player at some point. Right? I just can't say that Weber is a bad option. Anyways, having Shea Weber and Drew Doughty makes one of the most exciting defensive duos. Like, I know it's going to suck not having the two Calgary guys.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But when you got the two St. Louis guys, you do have Muzzin, who's played with Doughty. But Doughty and Weber played incredible at the 2014 Olympics.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I like both of them. Both of them are, like, when people ask me, well, I know Carlson, why isn't he the best defenseman? Because, honestly, when you're thinking of defense, you're thinking of not someone who rushes up the ice, but who plays actual defense.
Well, Jamie McLennan was saying on a hockey show recently, he was saying that it was a really good point. TJ Brody makes everyone around him better, and it's not him creating the offense. He's creating four other guys their offense.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That's a guy you want on every team.
No, for sure, yeah. It's great. It's great to have those guys, and I think, and there's multiple guys. I think Drew Doughty is definitely like that. I think he can create different things without even trying. And I think whenever I'm hearing the Calgary highlights, even when they're losing, like last year, it was like, oh, Calgary lost again, but TJ Brody was always doing the right thing. Unfortunately, Giordano got strapped to Chris Russell for half the season. I'm like, oh, good Lord, somebody trade him, please. And then they did, and I was happy. And it was good because he's back with Brody. But no, Brody definitely, I'm saying this right now to all you TJ haters. He's the best defenseman in the world.
Let me just name off a couple guys at both goaltending and defense that could have made this team.
Oh, yes.
Martin Jones, Roberto Luongo, Chris Letang, PK Subban, Mark Giordano, Ryan Ellis, Mike Green, Brent Seabrook, TJ Brody. But still, do you think Canada's got one of the best defense?
I think it's going to be interesting. I think offense will carry
Very
them.
quick.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's still.
Sweden's going to kind of keep up there, but otherwise, I agree. That's all we have for that segment. We're going to come back and talk a lot about some of the best NHL rookies you need to keep an eye on this coming season. Welcome back to the Hockey House. Brendan?
Me?
Is this your favorite segment?
Okay, let's do it.
Well, what is it?
Where we talking about prospects that are great. And last year we had lots of prospects competing for the Rookie of the Year. And this one we might even have better ones.
Yeah, so, it's kind of debatable. Last year, of
50,
course,
50.
we're talking about the fight for the Calder Trophy. We had
Larkin.
Terry Panarin win it. Dylan Larkin was great.
Max Domi was awesome.
Domi, Eichel, never heard of those guys.
Who?
Let's talk about this year's guys. Now, I don't want to talk about Matthews, Puglieri, and Lehner because we know all about them. How about the guys like Sebastian Aho and Shea Theodore and...
Oh, I've got a surprise one, but I'm saving it for the very end. But we'll talk about... So Sebastian Aho, really, really good player. We saw him basically everywhere. Last year, La Liga was like a point-a-game guy, which is against men. We saw him in the World Championship, 7 points in 10 games, against men. We saw him in the World Juniors, not against men, but still 14 points in 7 games, which is amazing considering no one ever gets that score except if you're John Tavares, where you get pucks off of everywhere. And they have that triple line of Laine, Pugliari, and him, who was really good. And he's on Elite Prospects. If you go, he's listed as a Carolina Hurricane right now. Is he going to play there next year? I'm going to shock her. I don't want him to. Just because Jeff Skinner? Kitchener Rangers? Who? Actually, they have a lot of Kitchener Rangers in the Carolina. But, no, considering that Carolina, the real Jim Rutherford team, you stink, Jim Rutherford. Don't ruin Darren Sprong. Matt Murray's the only reason you won the Stanley Cup. There was no Team North America, the World Cup of Hockey, or the Canada Cup. Should be the goalie. But I digress. Is Carolina going to win? I don't think so. Are they going to make the playoffs? I don't think so, unless Cam Ward has a superstar season. Who? I know, Reggie Rebels. But no, Aho is a great player. But I think he should probably, because he can go to the AHL. And I don't know if that's better for him just because it gives him that one more year. That means next year he'll be coming as a 20-year-old, turning 21. And it gives him that one more year to play against the North American kind of style. And he did play against World Championships, against men, and against NHL players because he's playing against Team Canada. And Team Russia, too. They stacked their roster with like Ovechkin, Datsuk, everybody. But great guy. If he does play in the NHL this year, I think he could definitely be a 40-point guy. One more year, I'm not sure.
Here's what I think. I think he would make a good run in the NHL. I think, it could make sense for him to go to the AHL. He's got that opportunity, unlike a bunch of CHL prospects. Mm-hmm. I would like to see what he could do, kind of, give him a chance in the NHL. Let him start there.
Okay, yeah.
And then see how it goes. If it goes well, keep him there. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Because this is not happening with Skinner. Just gave him a chance.
He was like 63 points. He was like, where'd that come from?
Send him to the OHL now.
Okay.
And then if it doesn't work out, send him to the AHL. He's a guy he's going to be really good. And the one thing, Lehner and Puglieri, those guys were incredible at the World Juniors. Aho was creating most of those plays. So
yeah, and he's 1 year older too.
Yeah, he's an experienced guy already at this point. He can make an impact. I think he could be one of the best rookies. Shea Theodore's another guy who's interesting because he's a guy who he plays in California, he plays in Anaheim. People forget he exists.
Yes.
He played with the San Diego Gulls last year. 37 points in 50 games. He's a good player. It's the NHL ready yet, though.
They're interesting.
I believe his AHL eligibility, his junior eligibility is up already.
So. It is going. Yeah, he's a 95, and he's on that 2015 World Junior team.
Okay, we're not going to get into that one.
Okay. Oh, that was scary. But no, he had. He's one of those defensemen who I've seen him play a couple different roles. Of course, when he was on Seattle, he was 79 points one season. He was 48 points in 43 games another season. So pretty offensive. Seattle wasn't like a superstar offensive team. So if you get the rush, I guess you're going to.
I know you're not a huge fan of offensive.
I'm not.
But
I feel like Carlson.
With Theodore, he just creates a lot of plays.
Yeah,
he's not rushing in. He's not going to make a mistake that way. He's actually just setting out good. A guy who gets 40 assists is a good defenseman. That means he's getting the plays out. 40 assists and 50 points. That shows you're not an offensive defenseman, but you're a good passer.
Well, you can create plays if you aim yourself towards a TJ Brody. Lesser than in there because they're
just Brody, like we were saying earlier, just pass it down.
Yeah, he plays, and him and Doughty, both of them, they create plays by not necessarily passing. Sometimes it's just getting it out on the boards. And I mean, bam, there's the puck. There's Ryan Getzlaf going for the goal. And I mean, Anaheim's been saying, man, where our defense? We need more defense. We need upcoming defense. And he's at that age where he's had 2 years in the AHL. Now, generally, like Detroit, I would like to have the 3 years in the AHL. But I mean, if you're ready to go, then you can. I guess you can go.
Who's your surprise guy?
Oh, my surprise guy. From Toronto, Toronto, former Marlborough's Connor Brown.
Okay.
Who I'm also on the fence with. He is also a 94. He's had 2 years in the AHL, 2 really good years. Surprisingly, he should have been on the World Junior team. Was a 126-point guy in his last year. Came out of nowhere to be twice as good as he was the year before. And he's a guy who's interesting because he had 2 fantastic seasons in the AHL, almost a point a game both seasons. And of course, you hear the rumblings. Oh yeah, he would have been a Leaf if he wasn't if he wasn't injured. But he's my surprise guy. I want to see him in the AHL, but I think he could be good in the NHL.
Well, not a lot of time. Leafs are going to be fun to see with their prospects. Anyways, that's all we have for today. Don't forget to visit thehockeyhost.net for all episodes of the TV show. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Stephen Ellis.
And I am Brendan Saunders.
Thanks for watching.